How's it going, everybody? Running super late. I'm going to try to speed through this, but still give quality. Quality over quantity. How about that? Um, Let me paste this real quick and move it over to New Living as we've been doing. My fault. Just forgot to pre-prep that component of it. See previous studies because you know why we do that. And But I fear that somehow your pure and undivided devotion to Christ will be corrupted, just as Eve was deceived by the cunning ways of the serpent, which was, of course, all ordained before the earth was even made that that would take place, just like what you're eating for dinner tonight was. Or if you're not eating dinner, that too, then that was ordained before the earth was made. See previous studies. You happily put up with whatever anyone tells you, even if they preach a different Jesus than the one we preach, or a different kind of spirit than the one you receive. Holy Spirit, spirit of truth, different kind of Jesus is that non-truth free will Jesus that we have out there today, which happily is glad you're celebrating his birthday, even though that was never celebrated in the Bible. Just his birth was. After that, nothing. Nor are any of the apostles' birthdays ever celebrated, or anybody that is a sheep ever celebrated their birthday, Old or New Testament. But pagans celebrated theirs. King Herod cost John the Baptist his head and had his head put on a charger. I happened to drive a car with that name. Yikes. And God's will be done. And or um, I think it was Pharaoh also had a birthday celebration. I'm hearing the Jets roar in the background. That's pretty cool. The sun and fun. So, as it states it in the King James, but I fear as the serpent beguiled Eve through subtlety, that your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is Christ. For he that cometh preacheth another Jesus. See, Jesus is the truth. So when you start preaching free will, that's another Jesus. That's not truth. Whom we have not preached, or ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, all the same, ye might well bear with him. For I suppose I was not whit behind the very chiefest apostles, but though I be rude in speech, so he wasn't like John or Peter or any of that, Paul is saying. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. But if I don't consider myself inferior in any way to these super apostles who teach such things, well, that seems to, I was out of context, and that's why we use New Living. For I suppose I was not whit behind the very chiefest apostles. Okay, so I guess that was sarcasm. I'm not sure, and I'm not going to start looking it all up in the Greek. Let God be true and every man a liar. Take it to prayer. Either way, I may be unskilled as a speaker, but I'm not lacking in knowledge. We have made this clear to you in every possible way. But though I be rude in speech, not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. Have I committed an offense in abasing myself? It's kind of like self-deprecating or putting yourself down, that you might be exalted because I have preached to you the gospel of God freely? Was I wrong when I humbled myself and honored you by preaching the good news to you without expecting anything in return. I robbed other churches by accepting their contributions so I could serve you at no cost. I robbed the other churches, taking wages from them to do you service. And when I was present with you and wanted, I was chargeable to no man. For that which is lacking to me, the brethren which came from Macedonia supplied in all things. I have kept myself from being burdensome unto you. And so will I keep myself. As the truth of Christ is in me, no man shall stop me of this boasting in the regions of Achaia. Wherefore, because I love you not, God knoweth that he does love them. And when I was with you and didn't have enough to live on, I didn't become a financial burden to anyone. For the brothers who came from Macedonia brought me all that I needed. I have never been a burden to you and never will be. As surely as the truth of Christ is in me, no one in all of Greece will ever stop me from boasting about this. Why? Because I don't love you? God knows that I do. All right. Tough read. My apologies. There's the roar. I don't know if you can hear it. The jets from the Sun and Fun. All right, so it's chapter 6 now. It pleased Darius the Mede, to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above all the presidents, above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him. And the king thought to set him over the whole realm. It's pretty fascinating. Then the presidents and the princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and thus said unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom and the governors and the princes and the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, except, of course, if they ask it of you, O king, they're going to be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it not be changed according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which altereth not. So if the king signs it, not even the king can change it. Wherefore, King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being opened in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon the knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as he always did. We will continue this story tomorrow, good Lord willing. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.